So we're here to talk about what if T'Challa became a Star-Lord.
Yeah, so second episode of What If. These half-hour long little I wouldn't say maybe vignettes, maybe just short little clips into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And our discussion last week sort of, I think what my worry was last week was that this would be the What If episodes would focus on the MCU and not the greater Marvel universe. And I'm right. Like then they're not moving out of the MCU at all. It's all stuff that you've seen from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think we should just go ahead and expect that. I mean, I should expect that. I'm sure everybody else doesn't care. But it's just like after I let that go, I was okayly entertained somewhat.
So there's nothing in here that's not from the MCU?
The only thing that I saw from the comics is a thing that we've talked about previously called the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. And it's a story about T'Challa at some point, like, kind of leads the Avengers, and he sends out a group of explorers into space to look for where the Vibranium came from. And they get into a wormhole and they get shot back into time. And when they do, they decide to kind of take over the galaxy. It's a kind of a weird story. But anyway, so like a group of Wakandans basically create a galactic empire in the name of T'Challa, but it's not in the Marvel universe proper. It's sort of like a what if kind of situation. But I have been
They call
reading
that like a one-off or something?
yeah, I haven't read it, so I need to read it. But it's
Okay.
really cool. I have been reading a lot more comics on my iPad lately, and I've been reading a lot
Cool.
of Black Panther. And there
Yeah.
was some references. Ta-Nehisi Coates' run of the story called it's not Black Panther, but it's the Rise of Black Panther, which is pretty good. And in the Rise of Black Panther, he insinuates that the Wakandans were going to go to space and travel to space before anybody else did. But there were some situations that stopped them from doing it. So it's actually kind of cool. There's been some talk about like the Wakandans and space travel in the comics, but this is kind of as close as we got, and that's the only. It's like there's other things that we've seen from the comics that we've talked about previously in this episode. Like we've got Howard the Duck, we've got the Collectors, we've got Cosmo the dog, but we've already talked about all those things. So there's nothing new.
Yeah.
And there's nothing new. It's just like they took some things from Black Panther and Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers movies and shake them up a little bit, and then this is what we get. So, I mean, if you like the MCU and you enjoy it, then you're definitely enjoying these what ifs. But if you want
Well,
something, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
let's let's not say that. I don't know. I didn't enjoy this last one.
Why not? Why didn't you like it?
I don't know. It felt weird. Like it was just a whole bunch of stuff thrown into a blender and turned on. Um I'd expected this to be kind of like the first episode where basically you watch Guardians of the Galaxy and you understand kind of what the plot's going to be, and then you're watching all this stuff unfold and see how it's different here and there. But it felt less like that than the first episode.
Yeah,
And I don't know, it just had a lot of really, I thought, like silly stuff in it. I just didn't dig it.
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. To your first point, the only I think what they wanted to do with this what if is to establish that T'Challa, the Black Panther, was such a charismatic character that if he became a
Hmm.
Star Lord, things would change dramatically. T'Challa was able to convince Thanos not to become a genocidal maniac. Like T'Challa was able to convince the Ravagers not to be thieves, but to like help people, and
Hmm.
that was interesting. It was sort of like a send off to Chadwick Boseman, his character, and not his character, the
Yeah.
actor, and what he did for the character. And I think that's good, and I like that. Just the idea that T'Challa would influence those people that way, but
Hmm.
it was kind of cartoonish. I was watching it and I was looking at certain beats and certain things I was looking at, and I was thinking, man, if a kid was watching this, they would thoroughly enjoy this. But like, as an adult, it's just like I'm not. There's certain things I'm not feeling with this episode like I did the last one. It's just it's
Hmm.
not as fun or
Yeah, that's one really great way to say it is I didn't feel anything watching this. I
yeah.
was just like watching stuff unfold. Um, the first episode, there were definitely some like I felt stuff going along with that.
Mm. I don't know. I'm not sure why it was like that. It was fine. It was.
I guess there's just the tone of it, maybe. I don't know.
Well, there's some plot things that I find compelling. Like they pick.
Like the what's his name? Uh
Yeah.
Korath.
Hmm.
Didn't like that character at all.
It was funny. It was funny.
Mm,
Yeah, I thought it was
I
funny.
mean, I like the character in the MCU. I don't like the character in this one.
Well, I kind of feel like there were some kind of plot points that the show that the what if kind of touched on. Like they picked him up and then they showed him the universe, but like he's a young kid, like he's like 10. At some point, a 10-year-old
Right.
is going to want his family back, and I guess at some point they did insinuate that they lied to him and said that Wakanda was destroyed. They can't bring
Hmm.
him back.
Yeah.
Um, but he was very well adjusted, and then nothing's really wrong because he goes back to Wakanda at the end, and there's no pain, there's no suffering,
Well,
there's some
yeah, and then
growth.
the whole like when he finds out that Yondu lied to him,
Yeah,
their making up was very quick.
yeah, it's only
It
half an
didn't it
hour.
didn't
Yeah,
feel it did not feel right to me.
yeah, it's only half an hour, so it's really compressed.
Right,
And I
right.
thought the editing for the Captain Carter episode was much better than this one. It was they
Hmm.
really try to jam a lot into this episode, and this really, it really. And I thought Thanos kind of
But yeah,
stuck
you
out like
could
a
have
sore
done that
thumb.
with like you could have made that feel more real with making it take up more time in the timeline, but not in the show by like having it take place over like a few scenes with cuts in between. But in this one, it's all like the whole thing is in that jail cell
Yeah, and
and it's all said and done.
And it's not very serious.
Hmm.
Like there's no like serious ramifications. There's no like serious feelings like oh man, we might and I kind of feel like Guardians of the Galaxy had that same kind of tonal issues too. It was kind of a fun. They try to make it feel like a
I thought
Guardian
it worked. I thought it worked in Guardians of the Galaxy though,
yeah, well
and
they had a little more room to work and we
yeah.
just didn't have that room here. So I mean, I don't want to say it was a disappointment, but
Hmm.
I will say that hopefully next episode is going to do some more and better things. I'm worried that this is going to be kind of like what it's going to be. Like every episode is just kind of going to be like this.
I would
And
like to see one of these where it's not, hey, let's take one of the past MCU movies and now start injecting all of these different things. I'd like to see them say, let's take some of our characters from the MCU and some of the stories from the comics and do some what ifs there.
I mean, right? I mean, yes, I agree. There's so much about the Marvel universe, the comics
Like
that they
I
could
mean, we're gonna get
give
that
us.
because we're gonna get the zombie stuff, right? We haven't had
They
any of
are
that,
going to give us zombies, and I think
so
and that's
looking
going to
forward to
be
that.
that's going to be a massive hit when they give us zombies. Everybody's going to love them. You will definitely probably see an animated Marvel zombies series on its own. It's going to be a big deal when they get that. But like, there's other things they could give us as well. It doesn't just have to be zombies. Like I've read like I said, I've been reading comics and I've read the Black Panther. I read a great Black Panther series where Daredevil leaves Hell's Kitchen in New York and T'Challa takes over and he doesn't have his powers anymore
Takes over
either.
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, he becomes the Daredevil of Hell's Kitchen. So basically, Black Panther takes over as the head vigilant of Hell's Kitchen, and it's a great series. It's super interesting. You learn so much about T'Challa. It's just great, and there's other things too, like that they could do. Like I know that Marvel's having some issues about bringing back up and bringing us the X-Men, but T'Challa and Storm from the X-Men get married at some point. I mean, Lord of Mercy, like what? Like give us that story in a what if
Hmm.
form. It's like what if Storm and Black Panther got married? Like that's a great. I don't know, but I hope I'm
What did you
wrong.
think of this episode? I don't think you've really told us
It's
that.
it's fine. It's fine. I wanted more Black Panther, and this is my go to thing for this episode. More Black Panther, Wakanda, less Guardians of the Galaxy, but it
Hmm.
is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I missed Rocket the Raccoon. Groot.
Some of that could just be money. Like, you might not have been able to afford to have all those voice actors and stuff.
I mean, come on. That's not an excuse. They've got
It's an excuse.
they've got Jeffrey Wright. They have somehow they have Chadwick Boseman. They have Karen Gillian, Michael Rooker, Jamon Hunsu, Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, Kurt Russell, Seth Green,
Rocket Raccoon and Groot isn't going to fix anything. I'm
just saying I miss them.
But they won't.
You know?
Yeah, no, I miss them too.
Give us some Gamora.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know. It is. We'll see.
I thought it was an interesting. So like one of the interesting twists, I guess, is if I had most of the other Guardians of the Galaxy, it would have been a cool twist to have, instead of Gamora, to have Nebula in the Guardians. That would have been a cool twist. Without the rest of them, that twist doesn't mean as much to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I like the actress. I like Karen Gillian.
She's great. Her voice is very distinct. You know, when you hear her voice.
I had no idea that's who that was when I saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Really?
Until afterwards and like looking through IMDb or something like that.
Yeah, they do her makeup really well. She doesn't look anything like she normally does. And she doesn't act like she normally does or sound like she normally does. So it's a very successful transformation. But I don't know. It's fine. It is what it is. I mean, hopefully that next episode is going to be a little. Do we know what next episode is going to be yet?
I haven't seen anything about it.
Okay, well, I don't either. So let's just gotta wait. I'm curious what other people think. Well, this is what I like about the what ifs. So there's a couple things I like about the what ifs. The animation still really good, high quality. Voice acting really, really well done. Awesome. I like it's that it's half an hour. Like I just watched it a few minutes before we start recording, so I was able to kind of watch it real fast. That's really good. You can just get out the way.
Yep.
But I think, and it's interesting how you said that. I think all of us are wanting more. Like it's time for Marvel to give us more, open up more of the comic floodgates, please. What are you waiting for? Like I seriously don't know what they're waiting for. Like I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let me ask some of my questions, I guess.
Sure.
In here, they talk about the Krylorian's dying star. That's one of the things that T'Challa was telling Yondu. Wouldn't it be great if we could use this orb to help fix that? Does Krylorian's dying star mean anything to you as a comic reader?
Does not.
Okay.
How do you spell Krylorian?
I actually don't know. I should have turned on the captions to get that.
No, that's okay. No, it means nothing. Okay. It should, but no, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's not from the comics because I'm pretty sure the next one that I have is the Embers of Genesis, which is
man, it's so not from the comics. It's disappointingly not from the comics.
Right, like that should have been something. Like
yeah.
Give us something.
It could have been something. There's lots of things from the comics that could have done what that did,
and they could have taken something that Collector had. Obviously, in his collection at some point in the past in the comics, and built on that. Okay. And it's kind of weird how the Embers of Genesis makes you think of Groot, but Groot's not in here.
Yeah, I mean,
so it made like my family miss Groot even more.
Did you guys watch this together?
Yeah. Yeah. My son really loved the fights in this one.
Do you feel
because
better?
He's like these are the kinds of fights I've been waiting for, where it's not just people taking turns in a fight. There's like people ganging up on people.
Yeah, you can do that because of the animation. Do you feel like your kids connect to this more because it's animated, or do they not care?
I don't think that matters.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of screen do you watch this on?
It's a big like LCD TV.
Oh yeah, I watch this on little screens. I kind of want to rewatch them on big screens. Anyway, keep going. Your questions.
All right. Yeah. So the first two are disappointing. Okay. So the Collector takes Thanos' place after Thanos goes straight. The Collector's like, oh, there's a power vacuum here. Let me fill in that spot. That seems kind of weird to me. How do you feel about that?
It's not odd. I just read a book that we're not there yet, but at some point we're going to get to Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, and I'm probably going to have a nice little reading list for people. But there's a short series called Thanos Quest. It's the quest in the comics where Thanos goes after the Infinity Gems. I loved it. It was really, really well written. And one of the people who have the Infinity Gems is a collector, and Thanos has to get it from him. But you would think that Thanos is powerful enough to kill him and grab it, right? But he's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually collector is actually very powerful, and Thanos has to trick him to get it from him. So the collector in the comics has a power level high enough to deal with Thanos if he wanted to. So that's not odd. In the comics, he's pretty up there.
Is he enhanced like he is in this one?
He's an alien, so yeah, he's pretty enhanced, but not
like in this one. He's like borrowing items from people he's beaten in the past. Like he has a arm from a what are those people called?
Biotic,
the rock creatures.
Oh yeah, Kronos. The rock people, Kronos. Yeah. Real quick, when I saw him have that arm, I almost thought that he was going to be the Super Skrull, because the Super Skrull has the abilities of the Fantastic Four. But then I was solely disappointed, of course.
Super what?
Super Skrull. The Skrulls.
Spell that.
Skrull.
Oh, okay. Is that like the people that shapeshift?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a guy called the Super Skrull, and he was designed to have the abilities of the Fantastic Four. So he could change himself into the Thing's body shape, or he could have like flames.
Oh, so you were thinking that hand was like the Thing's hand.
And I was super excited for
that would have been pretty cool.
I was really excited for about 5 seconds, and then I realized it wasn't. I was like, well,
that's like how my kids were when the Embers of Genesis popped out. Like, talking about Groot.
I wonder if they're doing that on purpose. Anyway,
could be.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, here's another this is indicative of my problem with this one. I think like a good smoothie is you have a few ingredients, you put them into a blender, you blend them up, you've got a great smoothie. I think they put too many ingredients in this one. They've got the Black Order doing security for the collector. The Black Order is from another one of the MCU movies, but it's not from Black Panther, and it's not from Guardians of the Galaxy. It's from another one.
They are from the comics, though.
Okay, yeah, so there's a point, but it's like taking yet another MCU movie and somebody from that and like blending it all together. Just felt like it was too much for me.
Yeah, they took things from the Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame. They took things from Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, and they took things from Black Panther, and they put it in the blender, and they did shake it up, and it is too much. 100%. You're absolutely right.
Okay. All right, we already talked about the enhanced collector. Anything that you want to say about that? I guess.
No, they had Captain America's shield there, which was cool. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, the only things I recognized before he pulls out his dagger that he actually uses, I only recognized two things in there. Obviously, Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was another kind of wasted opportunity to not have easily recognizable things in there.
Or it was a missed opportunity to have Easter eggs in there. Like it could be a bunch of things from other comic stuff that's not in the movies or shows yet.
I even watched a YouTuber do 81 Easter eggs in this episode, and he couldn't pick out more than those two. He tried to say one of them was Ronan's hammer, and it's clearly not.
No, yeah. So those YouTubers, man, God bless. You know what? God bless a YouTuber on that grind. Looking at this episode and getting 88 Easter eggs out of it, it must be extremely hard because I could count 10 maybe. This episode does not have 80. You're
one
definitely
thing he did point out
counting.
is that there was an X-wing in one of the scenes.
Oh, that's cool. Is that Easter egg?
I think an X-wing's definitely an Easter egg.
An Easter egg is a hidden gem in something that you don't find unless you look for it. And when you do find it, you're like, "Ooh, cool!"
It's kind of hard to see.
Okay. Yeah, is that fun this month to have Easter eggs?
I think it depends on how clever they are.
I didn't go Easter egg hunting as a kid, so maybe I'm missing that.
Oh wow! I loved Easter egg hunting when I was a kid.
My we didn't. Easter egg hunting is a pagan ritual, and my parents didn't do that. So.
Okay.
So when people do
Yeah.
when people do stuff like that, like Easter egg hunting or
Yeah,
put up a
whatever church
Christmas
I went to
tree.
when I was, like, really young, they did Easter egg hunts, so
Yeah, it's like I always like what are you doing? Like why are you looking for Easter eggs and why is it a bunny putting extra eggs? Like where's the bunny getting eggs from?
yeah, it's all about rebirth, man.
No, it's not.
Springtime,
It has nothing to do with
new
it.
life.
Whatever. Okay.
Eggs, rabbits, that's all
I don't even
fertility.
want to talk. I don't even want to get into
Alright,
it.
alright. Howard the Duck.
Yeah, we've
He's
talked
in
about him
this
before.
again. He's in here again.
Yeah, we talked about him before already.
Yep.
Mhm.
Seth Green, did you know he does the voice?
I think it's great. I think they needed to give us a Howard the Duck animated series. Like I don't like what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
super
absolutely.
entertaining. Like
Right.
like Howard the Duck was the first Marvel Comics movie ever. So like what are we waiting on?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. That might not be official, but I feel like it is. So I think it's official.
I mean,
It sounds official.
I don't
think it
know.
is. It's official.
You're our
I'm
super nerd, but I
I'm
think
going
it
to say
checks
it's
out.
official. I'm going to say it's official right here, right now.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it? It's
Um,
really weird. He has sex with some people. It's crazy.
I definitely saw it a long time ago. I pulled up the trailer to show my kids, and they did not like it at all. They're like,
No,
"What?
it's
What's
really
going
gross
on with
looking.
this movie?" Yeah, it's horrible. All right. We see the dog again.
Yep.
He actually has like CCCP, I think, on his spacesuit this time around.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
Anything you want to say about him?
He's in the Guardian of the Galaxy comic books. I wish they would let him speak because he does have telepathic abilities. But he's just like. But I
Didn't
think
you say he like actually led something briefly,
he
like
was
Shield or something?
No, he was in charge of security at the celestial head base. I forget what it's called. Kronos, I think.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. So he's in charge of security there. So yeah.
Okay.
Guardians of the
Was the
Guardians of the
collector's
Galaxy.
base on Nowhere in the movie?
Yes, it was.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if they changed that around in this or not. Okay. That's everything I got, man.
That's pretty much it. It's not like there.
Yeah.
Not like there. It's I mean, it's fun. I need more if we're going to keep if I'm going to be entertained by these. I'm going to need more because it's not enough right now.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next one, but this is definitely a dip on the roller coaster coming off of the high of the first episode for me.
Well, there's a couple. So there's the ones I'm looking forward to are the Doctor Strange ones. I'm looking for that because Spider-Man's going to be in those. So I'm curious about that.
I really do want to see Spider-Man in this art style.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. There's gonna be an Avengers. There's gonna be not Avengers one. There's gonna be an Ultron one, and I think Ultron gets the Infinity Gems. So that would be interesting to see. Of course the zombies is going to be a big one when that comes out.
I'm really looking forward to that.
God, it's going to be really annoying because everybody is going to absolutely love it, and I'm going to be like, ugh, whatever, it's fun.
I thought you liked that series though, right?
No, I'm not a big zombies fan. I'm just not.
Okay.
And plus, the art style of the books is just really disgusting, and I'm just like, it's not. I'm not a big fan of that, and
right.
So I might just be an old man, but like I just don't find it interesting. I think that's the only ones I know of. So we'll have to just wait. Oh yeah, there's one Loki. That could be interesting to watch. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, Loki should be good.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
How do you think they did Chadwick Boseman?
They recorded this a long time ago, because that's the only way. Chadwick Boseman, let me check, make sure. He passed away. Hang on, let me check my show notes. He passed away in August last year. So
really, I thought it was longer than that. Okay.
So they had to have recorded this.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if they like had to do some crazy editing, but I guess they had all of his dialogue in the can.
So they had to have recorded this over a year ago. So they had this so that means they've been working on this for a while.
Animation takes a while, so I could see that.
I'm kind of surprised. The animation normally would take a while, but they don't hand draw this stuff anymore. It's all computers and stuff. So so how long would it take?
It's still a lot of animation. I mean, Pixar does all of theirs that way too.
Yeah, it's a lot.
They take a while.
Okay, yeah, okay. So they've been working on this for quite a bit. So
right. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's good.
That's it.
What would you like to tell the listeners, Jay?
In particular, or about our show?
Anything.
Uh, let's
What
not
about the
give up.
podcast?
Well, I'll leave it on positive note. Let's not give
Okay.
up on these what ifs. Marvel and Disney are giving us a continuous flow of stuff. By the time What If is over, we'll probably get Hawkeye, I think. And so I think that Marvel understands that we kind of want something happening all the time. So let's just see how they go. It's too late for them to change What If, so whatever they have in the can is done. So they're not going
Right.
to change based off our feedback. But maybe they'll do another What If that could be more interesting. So I'm looking forward to next episode. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
Did we have a show name announcement today?
I'm thinking about it.
All right.
Let's see if any of the listeners can tell us what they think about it. So our current show name is Super Nerdy Comic Book Sideshow. It's kind of long. Doesn't fit on Twitter. Like our Twitter name is shorter. Our Twitter name is Super Sideshow. So I was thinking, what if we just change the show name to that?
I kind of like this. I kind of like Super Sideshow. It rolls off the tongue. It's simple. Does anyone own it?
No, I checked that
Yeah. So I think
before we started.
I'm a fan, and to be honest, that's why I tell everybody our show's named anyway. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So the Super Side Show podcast. If you have to make the final decision on that, but I'm a go.
All right. Well, let us know, listeners, if you absolutely hate that idea. Otherwise, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, or if you love it and you support it, and also
Yeah.
listeners, if you like our show, please just email all your friends a link to the show and let them listen to it. That's
Yeah.
a great way to support us.
Hit the share button on your podcast app right now. Think of your friend that's most likely to enjoy listening to this, and send them the link. Do it right now.
We have some big episodes coming up. We have Black Panther. We're gonna record that I think Sunday, right?
Right.
Shang-Chi's code come out, which I'm looking forward to tremendously. And then of course we've still got What Ifs to cover, and then we've got
Hawkeye coming up.
Hawkeye coming up. We still have to cover after Black Panther. What's next after Black Panther? Spider-Man? Spider-Man?
Is it Spider-Man?
I think it's Spider-Man. Should be.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
It's not Spider-Man?
Nope. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
That'll be interesting because when I first saw that, I didn't really like it I liked it nowhere near as much as the first one.
I just watched it like a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how much I like it now.
Yeah, I'm it's going to be good because there are a lot of comic stuff in there.
Right.
Lots of good comic juice in there. Comic juice.
Yeah, but after that it is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Finally.
And maybe we'll get a new Spider-Man trailer around the time that we record that podcast.
So there's a lot going on. There's a lot for us to talk about. So share it with your friends, talk amongst yourselves, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. Because the world's like insanely disgusting and crazy right now. So there's so much bad news.
Yeah.
So
let a little Super Sideshow joy into your life.
Yeah, like this
and your friends' lives too.
Yeah, what we talk about has nothing to do with the real world at all.
Absolutely.
So take a little break from
when
all
we're
your
watching
words.
Captain America movies. Then sometimes it creeps in.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. All right, but I think we're good, Mike.
Yep. All right. See you next time.
See you next time, everybody.